Hello, my name is Thayer Hawkins, owner of Auto Alternative. We are located between Nicholasville and Lexington, Kentucky. We are located just 3 miles south of Man o' War, just off of Nicholasville Road. I want to take a little bit of time today and show you about our brake inspection. There's some fine points to a brake inspection that ensures that you get a good brake job done on your vehicle. First thing, once you get the vehicle up in the air, you want to check and make sure that the wheel turns freely. Make sure you don't have any binding in the wheel. You can also check for play, make sure the suspension's tight and everything on your vehicle. These wheels should be torqued on here. If you get a chance, look at our video outtake that shows what happened the first time we took this video and couldn't get the wheels off because they were over torqued. Also, if you have locking wheel covers, make sure that your service provider has the key to your lock nut. So we're going to detorque this wheel and remove it. Here we have your brakes. And if you want to know more about your brakes, go to our website at autoalt.com. That's AUTOALT.com. And on our resource pages, we have some animated illustrations that will show you how brakes work and all the parts to it. So, and there's a full coverage of your whole vehicle to find out how it works. First thing we want to look at here is look at the brake rotor, look for any scoring. Make sure that it's smooth on the inside and outside both. If there is scoring, we would want to smooth that out, use our brake lathe, which we have a Pro Cut brake lathe that actually turns the rotor on the car that we're going to shoot a future video that shows you just how that machine works. It's a very good way to true up your brakes. We want to measure your caliper to make sure that, or not your caliper, but your brake rotor, make sure that it's thick enough. These can only be turned down to a certain thickness. If they get too thin, they're liable to warp more often. They do not dissipate heat well, and you'll start getting vibration. So we use a set of calipers here to measure. We get a measurement, and what we'll do is go to our resource, and motor all data is what we use here, and we'll look up that spec and find out if it's within spec. If it is, we'll machine the rotor, put new brake pads on this if it was needed. The next thing we want to do is make sure that the slide pins are free on this vehicle, which is very important. If the slide pins are not free, it'll cause you to either have a soft pedal, or it can cause you to have brakes dragging. I collapsed the piston just a little bit, and we can see that these caliper moves back and forth nice and free. So that's all good. I'm going to go ahead and remove the caliper piston assembly off from the saddles. We got the caliper removed. Do not want to let the brake caliper hang by its brake lines. This is the saddle that holds your brake pads in position. And what happens is when you push on the brake, a hydraulic piston pushes these two pads together on this disc, causing your wheel to stop. So we want to make sure that these move free in the saddle. Let's these move nice and free. Take this out, look at the brake pad. You can see the thickness of the brake pad right here. And these are in, real good shape right here. These still got a lot of life left in them. So we'll just put those back in there. We'll reassemble this. And when you put the wheels back on, you want to make sure that the wheels are torqued back on. That if we were doing a brake job on this, you want to make sure that the proper lubricant is used on the slide pins. Sometimes you can use a lubricant that will cause the boots, the rubber on this to swell, causing you more problems. So there's little fine points to a brake job to get a good brake job that lasts a long time. You'll also want to inspect your piston right here. Make sure that there's no signs of any leakage or seepage here. Also inspect your rubber brake lines right here. Make sure that they're all nice and free because they are pivoting all the time you turn the wheels. So they tend to wear sometimes on higher mileage vehicles. These are all good on this one here. So This one is ready to be reassembled. All good. Like I said, good for many more miles. If you're in need of any brake work, come see us here at Auto Alternative and we'll get you stopping correctly. Thank you.